What's up guys, MTG Matthew back with another video for Kamigawa New Dynasty Standard. And today we are going to take a look at a deck from fellow content creator CGB. And the thing is that, I wanted to put out a video today, but I didn't have the time to really prepare a deck of my own. And also, I quite recently tried to build a deck with this new card here from Neon Dynasty. Let's take a look at it. And that is only called Anvil. So it's this 2-mana artifact in Rakdos colors, which says, whenever one or more artifacts you control leave the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. This ability triggers only once each turn. And then you can tap and sacrifice an artifact, and the only called Anvil deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. So this is a really interesting uncommon and actually a really powerful one too, because for just 2 mana, as long as you can consistently put artifacts on your board and sack them, for 2 mana you get a token factory for free, and that's really powerful, right? That's really good. And also it just references artifacts, it does not reference non-token artifacts, which means that once you have one of those constructs out that the Anvil produces, you can actually every turn sacrifice that construct to the only called Anvil, and the Anvil is gonna make a new construct, right? And this way, because every turn you can churn out these constructs, and obviously, if you have more than one only called Anvil out, every time you sacrifice a construct or any other artifact, you will get multiple new construct tokens. So it's a real cool, uncommon, really cool artifact, and I'm sure that in the future, with future sets coming out, this card will do a lot more work even than it does right now. I think it's got a lot of potential, so yeah, quite an exciting card and a nice concept to build a deck around. And I tried to do it myself, but my results were pretty bad, and I wanted to showcase anyway what this card could do, so I just looked around and CGB made a really excellent deck around this card, which is this deck right here. And I've played like 6-7 games with this deck, and I only won, right? I had 0 losses so far, so really well built deck. Credits obviously go out to CGB exclusively. I'm gonna put the link to his deck down in the description. So with that out of the way, let's look through this deck and let's see what makes this deck so good. So as I said, this deck is built around only called Anvil, right? Making a lot of tokens, and this idea expands to the whole deck because we want to just make a lot of tokens, put some tokens out onto the battlefield with some artifact synergies, and then just slowly grind our opponent out with, well, combat damage, but also with these only call triggers from the activated ability that drain our opponent. And obviously also every time some of our creatures die, they also get drained when we have Meathook Massacre on the board. Now, another way to make tokens in this deck is 4 copies of Stanzia Uprising. Basically one of my favorite cards from the Innistrad expansions, 4-mana enchantment red. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 red human creature token. Then if you control exactly 13 permanents, you may sacrifice Stanzia Uprising, and when you do it, deal 7 damage to any target. So this enchantment every turn on your end step produces these 1/1 tokens. And this is just a really excellent enchantment because, well, these tokens can block, right? This can charm block anything. They will drain your opponent out if you have Meathook Massacre on the board. And it's just every turn is free value, and I love cards or in general like enchantments or in general cards like this. So this produces a bunch of tokens, and then since we're already producing so many creatures, right? It's a natural fit to put in Lolth, because Lolth also puts out more tokens on the board. And Lolth also synergizes really well from her static ability that when creatures die, she gains more loyalty, and this way can put out even more spiders. Yeah, so that's the token synergy, basically like the token makers. We got Uprising, Lolth, only called Anvil, and then drain effects from Meathook Massacre. And then the rest of the deck is focused around getting there and enabling this game plan while providing artifact synergies for the only called Anvil. So we have 2 copies of Shambling Ghast, right? It's just a nice 1-drop that can produce treasure tokens, which is an artifact. And, you know, just occasionally, the -1/-1 can come in handy against, for example, Thalias to get out of Thalia, and also Shambling Ghast is nice to sack to a Deadly Dispute, which we got 4 of, right? It's just a means of card draw and also makes a treasure, which is an artifact that enables only called Anvil. Then another very important 1-drop in this deck is Voldaren Epicure, which we have a 4 of. It's a 1-mana 1/1 red, and when it's the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to each opponent, and we create a blood token. So it's a 1-drop, we put a body on the board, which we want to do with this deck, right? So we have all these token synergies and these drain synergies, and most importantly, it puts an artifact on the board. And what I figured out, one of the best starts we can have with this deck is turn 1 Voldaren Epicure into turn 2 only called Anvil. Because what this will do is, on turn 1 you put an Epicure on the board, turn 2 you put the only called Anvil on the board, immediately activate it to sack the blood token you made with the Voldaren Epicure, and then you immediately get a construct and you drain your opponent for 1 and you gain 1 life, right? And right away you have 2 bodies on the board, you drained your opponent, and the turn after you can start, you know, sacking this construct to the only called Anvil, and every turn, you know, drain your opponent, get more constructs. That's really one of the best starts you can hope for, and it's really powerful in that. Then in the 1-drop we got 4 copies of Voltage Surge, 1-mana instant red. As additional cost to cast a spell, you may sacrifice an artifact. Deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and if we sacked an artifact, it deals 4 damage instead. So very efficient removal spell, can target creatures and planeswalkers. And when we sacrifice an artifact, obviously this will also trigger only called Anvil again. So it's just a very efficient removal spell. Kind of reminds me of Frostbite, right? Which has the Snowland synergy, but at most just deals 3 damage for 1 red mana. This can at most deal 4 damage, which is actually very relevant because 4 damage, there's a lot of 4 toughness creatures in the meta that are worthwhile to remove, such as a Ghostband Dragon has 4 toughness, so Voltage Surge deals with that. Old Growth Troll has 4 toughness, Esca's Chariot has 4 toughness, so this hits a lot of stuff and is a really efficient removal spell. And then finally, if you look at the 2-mana slot, I already talked about that dispute. Then we got 4 copies of Bloodtithe Harvester, which is a super efficient, super nice 2-drop in Rakdos Calls. It's a 2-mana 3/2, so very nice aggressive stat line for just 2 mana. It also creates a blood token when it enters the battlefield, so again, it enables these artifact synergies. But then also we can tap it and sacrifice it, and to give to our creature -X/-X on the end of turn. We access twice the number of blood tokens we have under our control. And, you know, with the Epicure and the Bloodtithe Harvester, it's quite likely that we can have 2 blood tokens on the board. And with 2 blood tokens, again, we get to this critical point that we can remove 4 toughness creatures with the Bloodtithe Harvester. So this will rather rarely come up that you use the Harvester this way, but it's just a nice bonus to have and nice thing to think about, right? And then finally, 2 copies of Reckoner Bankbuster. It's another artifact on the board, can provide some card draw. It's just in general a very solid card that can also become a 4/4. Notably, it has a crew cost of 3, which means that you can crew it with the Bloodtithe Harvester, which is pretty neat. And then the final card we have not talked about just yet is Soul Transfer. So Soul Transfer lets you for 3 mana exile a creature or planeswalker, or you can return a creature or planeswalker from your graveyard to your hand. However, if you have both an artifact and enchantment on the board while casting this, you get both effects. So then it becomes like a really efficient 2-for-1. And this deck is very consistent in having both on the board because, well, the Mitung Massacre is an enchantment, you will have that one on the board, and Stensia Uprising is an enchantment of which you will always have probably 1 copy on the board. And then concerning the artifacts, right, we have all these blood tokens, treasure tokens, and a Reckoner Bankbuster. So it's very likely that we can get the 2/4 for soul transfer, and then it's a very efficient, cool removal spell that can also get our lulls back from the graveyard to our hand. If we take a look at the mana base, we got 2 copies of Hive of the Eye Tyrant as our mana lands, combined with 2 Dance of the Bugbear, a single Takenuma Abandoned Mire to maybe get a love back from our graveyard, a single Sokenzan to maybe produce more tokens, right, which again supports our game plan. And then final card to talk about, which is pretty cool and interesting, is Roadside Reliquary, which I haven't used in the deck yet, but it's certainly a very good land if you can enable it. So it's a land that produces colorless mana, and you can pay 2, tap and sacrifice it to draw a card if you control an artifact, and draw a card if you control an enchantment. So again, with this deck it's very easy to have both an enchantment and an artifact on the board. And then this land is just 2 mana. Well, in a way it's 3 mana, right? Because you have to tap it, so you don't get just mana from the land anymore. So in that way, it's 3 mana, draw 2 cards on a land, right? It's a divination on a land with basically no downside, so that's very, very good. And that's it, that's CGB's Anvil Sacrifice deck. As I said, I had a 100% win rate with this deck across 6-7 games. Surely at one point I would get a loss, right? But I had one so far. So hope you guys enjoy the videos. Check out the deck. Credits go to CGB as said, and I see you guys soon. Alright. I guess this is fine. Got turned to a Harvester. It's a pretty decent creature. And we'll follow up by Uprising, Anvil. I think we're discarding a land here actually. Virus Beetle. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of the Anvil. We just want to get these uprisings going. You know what? Let's just use our mana, go X equals 1. Get rid of these small creatures to get an attack in. And we already have the Mythical Massacre online for the uprisings. Okay. Guess let's dish an uprising here. Okay, pretty good start. Right, let's go Harvester, Anvil. We don't attack because of the Dockside Chef. I got second blood here, I think that's fine. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Get rid of this Dockside Chef, 7-0. And now we can actually attack. So the cool thing is that you know, every turn you can basically cycle this construct, create a new one, and get 1 more damage in with the Anvil. That's the lull.
You could have such. Aren't I generous?
Guess let's attack the lull here. Actually, I think I'm gonna sack the construct.
I return to the abyss. My will cannot be denied.
Yeah, let's just pass. Okay, so we lose the Meathook Massacre, but that's pretty much over here, right? Yeah, GG. Okay, man, the deck feels really good, I gotta say. Right, guess this is not optimal, but we can keep it, right? We have a Surge, an Anvil on 2. Let's get rid of that. If we don't find anything to play, we might want to sack the Anvil to Deadly Dispute. Fine is Shambling Gas, we don't have a second black mana though. I think I want to keep the Shambling Gas for Deadly Dispute. And yeah, we can let's get in for 1 damage first. Do this first. Create a treasure token. And we find a land, second black mana. I'll select the Blood type Harvester actually. Yeah, just gonna play everything here. Also make 2 constructs in the process. Okay, that was a really good turn. Okay. I think we just get rid of this Rage, right? Yeah, because this is just gonna grow. That's a little bit problematic. So we find an untapped land here. Yeah, let's go. Wolf online. And another construct.
I, the generous one.
So the deck is slowly coming together. You should just really make sure that it never turns night because of these Storm Seekers. The Onbok Escort is pretty annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, the Escort can make any one of these indestructible. Let's make it so she uses the escort on the 4/4 and then we can build a Lunark Aspirant. Well, actually, I mean, keeping one construct is pretty useful for the anvils, but I can also sack an anvil to itself, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
I will cull the weak.
I might go Lolth into Lolth. Just to have more board presence.
In exchange for loyalty. My children drench their hands.
Let's make another construct. Let's just build a wall of small dorky creatures. Okay, again, that's pretty annoying, but it's fine. So you can sack the samurai to the storm to protect one of the storm seekers when he attacks. But if he does that, our constructs live. One of the storm seekers dies, and we're left with one construct. We're left with the construct to sack again to the anvil. And we can make new spiders anyway with Lolth.
My power is for an subservience will.
Let's hope we draw into a spell. Ooh, that's really nice. Yeah, because this way it stays day.
A gift in exchange for loyalty.
Get some extra triggers here.
Aren't I the generous one?
The roadside reliquary would be pretty nice, like the land that lets us draw 2 cards. Okay, I guess that's a good top deck for opponent. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's a whiff for our opponent. And GG. Wow. This deck really puts in the work. Okay, so again, this is fine, right? We got the Epicure, Harvester on 2. Right, let's see what happens when we attack. Sure. Still got the Bloodtail, which is really nice with the Anvil. Okay, so I guess we're gonna cycle away Harvester. Cycle away the Harvester and find a land for Stenzi Uprising. Yeah, there we go. Okay, got the Uprising going, that's really good. Next turn if we draw a land. Wow, the curve. Yeah, I guess we're just gonna go Lolf here. I'm gonna attack first, even if our opponent has responses. Just to make sure Lolf doesn't get hit. Like, if our opponent had used an Outranked Fire on these small creatures, we would avoid that it hits the Lolf, right?
Do what I demand.
So it's creatures or planeswalkers, okay. I guess let's draw a card.
I'll tell you a secret.
Let's make a construct here. Then we're gonna cycle away the pathway. Guess we can do this right now, actually. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nice. We can cycle this construct again, get another construct, get even more damage in. Pump Lolf.
I will get what I want.
Yeah, let's attack with the spiders. Okay, I'm gonna block with everything. Well, so I could have a Snakeskin Veil. So do we block with the construct? I guess we do, because we're gonna get a Blood Type Harvester back with Soul Transfer. So we're gonna have... Okay. So we're gonna have a way to make a Blood Tome which we can then sack to the uncalled Anvil.
My power is for annihilation.
So that's fine. We have an enchantment and an artifact, so we can do both. Access Stone Seeker, get a Blood Type Harvester. Some more spiders. Get a construct. Yeah, I mean this deck got a nice flow to it. Yeah, and right now we got lethal on the board. With these menace spiders. GG. Wow. 5 wins in a row or 4 wins in a row? That's pretty crazy. Okay. Wow, that's a good starting hand. A little with the Den and the Epicure. Okay, I guess let's get the construct going. Man, the curve of this deck feels so nice. It feels real nice. Okay, let's attack. We can actually already double up our constructs here. Damn, that's so sick. That is so sick. Opponent is just still drawing some cards desperately. Wow! Oh my god! This is crazy. Only one with the stack so far. Okay. Looks fine. You can tell a deck is well built if almost every time you see a starting hand, you just say, yes, this looks good. Okay, next turn is gonna be interesting. So Dragon's Reactor, charge counter, blah blah blah. Okay. I think we just chill here. We might cycle something away with the blood token. So 4 mana, damage equal to number of charge counters on it. What do we cycle here, or do we cycle at all? I think we don't. Okay, now we have enough mana for lulls. I actually think I'm gonna X equals 1 here. So that we already have an artifact and gem on the board. We get rid of his Epicure, make a treasure token. And this way Soul Transfer is coming online. The next turn we just play Lolf. So my idea is that if he plays Lolf next turn, we can go Soul Transfer, right, and get the full value out of it. Get a Harvester back. Blade of the Earth. But this is an artifact creature, alright. Okay. This already is 5 damage. Wait, this got Menace. I think it's actually better to get rid of this blade before we play Lolf, right? Because he got Menace, he got a Reinforced Ronin, he might even have a Hive, so if you play Lolf, it's very likely that she's just going to die. And this way we can still just use all of our mana. We're missing a little bit out on our card draw here, or like on our token makers actually. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna black mana. Play lol.
You reek, aren't I the generous?
Still have the mana to cycle Takenuma if you want to. But we can also, you know, just keep it to get Lolth back when Lolth gets killed. Or if Lolth gets killed. Seven damage already. Okay. Draw a card. We need to make sure that we don't just accidentally die to the Strength Spark Reactor. So this is for 7 damage. Seven damage. So he can play these two. That's 4 damage. We go down to 9, and then he already has lethal. I don't like that. I guess let's just attack with the Harvester here. We're just gonna pass. The Strength Spark Reactor is actually a little bit scary. We're already down to 13 life. Okay, nothing from our opponent. I don't want to crew, I want to draw. Here is a Harvester. Can we find lethal here? This has crew 3, the Harvester has 3 power. And he can actually activate the Hive. Here's Uprising. Draw a card. Okay, this is important. I think we lead off with the Harvester so we can crew the Bankbuster. So we attack. Can block a Harvester, that's 4 damage, he goes down to 3. Actually goes down to 2 because our Harvester dies. Oh wait, can we still play this land? Can. Which means we can activate it then. And still have mana for the Epicure. I think this is... yeah, this way we can find lethal. Attack. I can still activate the reactor, but well, it doesn't kill me. Okay. Wait, how much damage is this? Is 3, 7, 10. Oh, which one anyway?
My will cannot be denied.
Wow. We're just winning and winning and winning. Okay. Looks pretty good. Lead off with the Epicure. But if you get a start like turn 1 Epicure, turn 2 Anvil, that's really good. And the Harvester is an excellent 2-drop too. Okay. Let's cycle a soul transfer here. Find an epicure. It's good. I guess we just pass. We might cycle this land here too. Okay, we are in need of black mana. It's not really doing it. Can kill this Magda. I wonder if we should kill the Magda with the Harvester. I think we just attack for that matter. Yeah, that's fine. And also make a construct. Yes! Let's find a swamp here. Okay, we got our swamps, so we can Meathawk Massacre. Buff the Magda? Yes! That's nice, so they still all have 3 toughness here. Block. Let's attack first. Damage in, X equals 3. Okay. So we got the Uprising, we can draw cards with Bangbuster Bread. This looks a little bit scary. A really nice draw here, we can play Uprising and Bangbuster. Okay, man, this deck that we're playing against here, it can go off, right? Our opponent plays almost like the whole deck in one turn. But he's already down to 8 life, so we might be able to do something about that. Yeah, I'd like to do 7 damage. So now if one of our Tungs dies, he's dead unless he has life gain, which I'm not sure he would have life gain. Okay. Oh, there's the life gain. But next turn we can maybe crack this uprising too. Whoops. Okay. Still a victory.